Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you? Everything is ready to go back to our activities. That it's actually just a few weeks. And then the course is over. We are like really close to the end of the semester. And that's good. That's good because we can say that we survived another semester, and I hope with very good results. How are you, Alejandro? Hello. Who else is here? How was your break? I hope your break was amazing, that you really rest. I didn't want to interrupt you yesterday, so that was the reason I was not sending the invitation, because it is a break. So, in order for it to be a break, you really need to disconnect. Hello, Alexis, Dulce, Jennifer. Hello, Sergio. I hope your partners have the chance to connect. I know. Coming back from a break, it's like, no, it's strange, no? You need to catch up. But the good thing is that this week it's gonna be short. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dulce. Dulce says that some of you are in a conference. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. I hope they join us soon. But well, maybe it began at 3 or something like that. Because they didn't tell me to take you to the conference, so I guess it began before the class. But yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Dulce. So I think we're going to begin, and then we are going to check all of the questions. Okay. So thank you for joining me, and we are here for our week 14, and we are almost at the end of This July December semester, that it shouldn't be December because it finishes on November, but it is July December 2021. You know my name, and today is November 3rd of 2021. Uh-huh. Okay. And we have some objectives as usual. We need to check what happened during week 11. Um, we need to check what happened with your exam, with your second exam, because we had the exam last week, but then we had the break and all of that. But you already have your results, okay? And we need to check the activities for this week. We have a forum. That it's already open on our Google Classroom, and we have the usual activity, that is the learning product for week 14. So we need to talk about all of that. Those are the points we are gonna be seeing on this session. And do you remember, this feels like a really, really long time ago, because it was I think 3 weeks ago that we had a session, and that we had a new topic. So in this in the session, like 3 weeks ago, we were checking wish wishes, things we want, things we are thinking that we want that to happen. I wish I were a child again, for example. I wish I were a child again. When we are adults, we usually think this. I think it's safe to say that most of adults think, I wish I were a child again. Sometimes it's easier, no? It's easier when you are just a child, and you play a lot, and you enjoy things, you enjoy the little things, and you play most of the time. So that's the reminder of the last topic we were checking, and before the exam. Hello, Alan. Hello, welcome. And well, you will receive all the final grade for your homeworks soon, and of course you will also receive the grade that you are going to have on your self-access, the grade for your self-access, the grade for your portfolio. You're going to receive this soon. But what happened on week 11? Well, I see that most of the places change so much. When we are talking about the past, um, we may sound like old people, because we're like, oh, this was like this was like that. But it is true, it is true. If you think carefully, changes happened like so too fast lately. If you think 5 years ago, things were completely different. And well, if you think 10 years ago, of course, even more different, absolutely different, I will say. So it is a nice thing to remember the past, and it is a nice thing to remember the positive things, because of course some things might be different, but for a good reason. And some changes some changes are good, some changes are not so good, but sometimes we cannot do many things about it, you know? Sometimes it doesn't depend on you or me. um, it's like really complex, no, like mm, trying to change something for a whole country, for a whole town. Yeah, of course it is really 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 complex. So we try to focus on the positive things, and I think it's a good idea to focus on the positive side of our present also. I can see many different places in your writing, and that's so interesting because uh I don't know what I don't know many places from Mexico, you know. I need to go out more because I really don't know many places. Even here in Hidalgo, I don't know many places from Hidalgo. And I also need to know many parts from, CDMX. Many parts. And of course, I need to travel. I feel I need to travel. And sometimes when I read about the other places, you are from many other places. It's good because I can have an idea. I can imagine a little bit. So many different places. Remember, some of you are not including images, and some of you are not including anything else for us to see this place or these changes. Even you can show an image from the past and one from now. But some of you were just writing. So remember to always give it something extra. Something extra for that part um that you are doing, that homework you are doing. You can do something extra, like including something images. It's really important. I think your degree talks about the importance of a good presentation. If you want to, I don't know, sell something or present something for an audience, it's really important how you present that. So just be careful. Just be careful with that point. Good use of structures, but yeah, some very small details. But in general, a really great use of the structures you need to use. Amazing writings. And my recommendation is to always create an attractive design for your works. Something that makes you say, um, she or he took the time to do a really good job, and they are taking care of that part. This looks so good. You need to be able to say, wow, this looks so good. Okay, my dear students. And what about our second exam? What about it? Mhm. I posted your grade on Google Classroom, so your grade for the second exam, it's ready for you to check, and I hope that your grade makes you happy because, well, most of them are good. I need to tell you, good job. Most of them are really, really, really positive. I can see the effort that you are doing in your exam. I think sometimes it is not. Some topics from English might not be so easy, but we try to make the exam in a way that is, um, it's pretty clear for you. Like, we don't create like any confusion or something like that. So I think I think you are doing a very good job, and we have just one more exam, and that's it. So continue working like this, doing doing what you're doing, right. And, well, of course, there's always something to improve, but just focus on the positive thing. The average from this group it's 88%. So I think that's pretty great. That means that most of you got, uh well, at least a grade to pass the exam. And remember, we are just talking about the exam. We are not talking about the final result of the second part of the semester. This is just about the exam. So the exam is worth like a pretty big percentage of this, of your midterm. So I think that it's fantastic that the exam is well done. And remember, the exam is everything. I mean, in the exam we include speaking, writing, and all of these parts that you are really showing how you use the language. Um, I think an exam with just use of language it's not correct, for example. So you are showing a good command of English. Some problems on the reading and listening section. Well, I need to tell you that there are some questions that half of the group got incorrect. Mhm. And these questions were from the reading and listening section. Mhm. Um, we always need to look for strategies. Well, reading it's kind of easy because you can go back to your reading, you know? You have the reading and you maybe you just read again and that's it. But for example, on the listening, you need to create other strategies. For example, taking notes. That in some exams they do not allow you to take notes, but right now you can do it. Mhm. To focus on important things, you need to see what works for you to have even better results on that section, on the listening. Again, I need to say again, excellent writings and speaking. The speaking and the writing section were really, really good. Maybe you need to pay attention on the time your speaking needs to last. Because if it says from 2 minutes, your audio needs to be 2 minutes. Um, some of you maybe think, okay, it's okay if I record just 1 minute, but uh, we are stating there that time you need to complete on that part. So be careful, just be careful with that detail. And something I need to tell you, it's be careful to write your complete name on your exam on Schoology. Or be careful not to write, for example, your second last name. Because sometimes we are looking for your name to write your note on everything we need to write. We have the controls, and we have problems to find you because your name is not complete, or you are writing only your second last name. So be careful. The best is to write the complete name. If you write the complete name, there's no problem because we can see it there. But just something to take into account. And my advice, um, well, I think it's something that we always need to do, but right now, maybe more than ever because we're closer to this final. Reinforce all the abilities before your final exam. Take your time you can do it from this week. Assign a little bit more time for English. An extra hour, an extra 30 minutes to practice. Um, you can even look for your practice of your TOEFL, more practice on TOEFL, because you are seeing something on your self access, but extra practice. I mean, it's never a bad idea to practice more and to reinforce all the abilities. And something very important, if you need something else, if you need help in a particular area, if you need a personal assessment, I can give it to you. Just tell me, teacher, I need help with this and this topic. Uh, can I? Can we have a virtual meeting? And of course, we can. Okay, I'm checking the chat to see if something is if to see if everything is okay. And yes, everything is okay. Well, that's all about your second exam. hmm Okay, I hope you didn't see it, but before I go into the topic, can you tell me, do you remember what's the difference from active to passive voice? Or do you remember something about passive voice? Do you remember something? Yes, Anthony, you are correct. Welcome, Anthony. Yes, it's usually used on the news or something like that. For example, maybe you want to work on something related to the news, the newspaper, or the news on the television, the radio, or something like that. Yes, they use a lot the passive voice. Mhm. And let me tell you that I'm a friend with uh, someone from your BA, from communication BA, and she's actually working giving a class from marketing, but that class is in English. So that's something really, really, really interesting, and that it's something that you can do. Mhm. And Paola, yes, Paola is also right. Es cuando el objeto tiene más importancia que el sujeto. Exactly, exactly, Paola. It's when we are focused on the object because the person that is doing the action, it is not the most important thing. Exactly, Paola. You and Anthony are correct. Mhm. So thank you so much for uh, telling me a little bit about it. Now we are going to check. So first of all, we need to check. It is absolutely different saying Anna painted the house than saying the house was painted by Anna. Mhm. The active voice is a normal the sentence that you usually write. Uh-huh. Maybe we can say passive voice is not so common, but it is also important. Mhm. Active voice is when we are saying what a person or thing does. Mhm. So we have a subject performing an action. For example, Anna painted the house. The teacher always answers the students' questions. Ali posted the video online. Mhm. This, this is the active voice. But what happens when you want to express what is done to someone or something? Then you need to use the passive voice. We are saying what is done to someone or something. So that means the subject is being acted upon. Mhm. And then we need to begin checking how can we change this. Mhm. The first thing we need to identify when we want to change from active to passive voice is the subject. Who is the subject and who is the object of our action? In our sentence, Anna painted the house, we can say that the subject is Anna. The verb is painted, and of course, we also need to identify. Painted is a verb in past. Then we need to uh, identify the object. The object is the thing that the action it's like falling into. And in this case, the object is the house. So if we want to change it to passive voice, we need to do the following thing. We need to write first the object. Then we need to write the house. Then we need to make the necessary changes in the verb because the verb is in past. But in a passive voice, we need to do something else, other things. The house was painted, and to say by who, we add the word by. The house was painted by Anna. And in that way, we are changing from active to passive. Anna painted the house. In passive voice, the house was painted by Anna. In It can be a little bit tricky because we can do this in all the tenses. But that's what we need to check little by little. We have the teacher always answers the students' questions. That will be the students' questions are answered by the teacher. The students' questions are answered by the teacher. And in this case, this was in present. And in that case, we only add, we add an auxiliary and then we change the verb a little bit. The student questions are answered by the teacher. Then we have Ali posted the video online. That's again in past. And in passive will be the video was posted online by Ali. The video was posted online by Ali. Okay. These are the basic things to know about active and passive. But it is not the only thing you need to know. This is the change from present to passive. It feels like you add many things, no? But something like that. You need to play with this and you need to identify all the parts. You need to identify the subject, the verb, and the object. And remember that on the passive, you are using the subject kind of turns into the agent because the object turns into the subject. So if we have he opens the door, he is the subject, your verb is opens, and your verb is in present, and then you have an object that it's the door. First, you write your normal. You need to write who is your object. The first thing you need to write is that the door. The door. Then you need to begin changing your verb part because you are going to use an auxiliary is opened. So you are adding is and you are changing but opens to opened. Is opened, and then you need to identify your agent, that is he, but remember you cannot say by he. So you need to use by him. The door is opened by him. So, how's everything so far? This is the easiest structure from, well, with present. So, how is it? How is it, boys and girls? Okay. I hope everything is perfect. Okay, let's continue. Then we have a change from simple to passive. Sorry, for simple past to passive. Mhm. We have he wrote a letter, and we need to take first the object that it's a letter. A letter, then we need to say, okay, this is a verb in past, and I need to change it for an auxiliary in past was plus a verb in past participle form. Mhm. It is not just the past, it's past participle. A letter was written by him. And we finish with who. Sometimes you don't need the part by him or by her. Sometimes you will not have it, okay? But that doesn't mean it is not a passive voice. It is. He wrote a letter, goes into a letter was written by him. Then we have another one. He wrote letters. And it needs to be letters were written by him. Letters were written by him. Remember, if something is singular, well, you're going to use was, but for plurals, you use were. Letters were written by him. In that way, we can see. We can see what we need to change. And I think this is one of the most difficult changes from future, well, from future to passive voice. So pay attention because this is kind of tricky. Our sentence is Narashima will write an article. Our subject is Narashima. Our verb is will. Then, well, our helping verb is will in this case. Then we have the main verb that it's write. Then we have the object that it's receiving the action. That's an article. So, now what? I will take an article that it's the object receiving the action, an article, then I will pass my helping verb will plus the verb to be plus a verb in participle, in past participle, plus by who? By Narashima. So we will have the subject, well, the object turns into the subject plus our helping verb plus verb to be plus verb in past participle, then by Narashima. An article will be written by Narashima. I need you to tell me, now that we checked these three parts, we checked from present, we check how to change past to passive and future to passive. So, what do you think? What do you think of this? Don't worry, Anthony. It looks a little bit confusing, but you just need to check, that you have all the parts corresponding to a passive voice. And you can read your examples and think, okay, am I missing something? Am I missing my helping verb or what? hmm Don't worry, everything is okay, Anthony. Well, I will move on because they are asking us to also have the reminder of this. The reminder of either or and no, neither nor. Mhm. Either or is used to refer to any of two things or people. It is singular in a sentence. It's also a correlative conjunction. Connects things that are the same type, phrase, clause, or words. Uh-huh. And examples of either or are: you add either one or two cloves of garlic to the rice. I don't know. You add either one or two cloves of garlic. You can either write or phone to request a copy. You can either write or phone to request a copy. Do either of you smoke or drink heavily? Do either of you smoke or drink heavily? hmm And now, with neither, it is a conjunction, and we also connect to the same kind of word or phrase, but it is negative. Negative statement about two people or things. Neither he nor his friends came back. Mhm. He has neither talent nor the desire to learn. Love is sort of an encounter. It can be neither waited nor prepared. True, no? Love is sort of an encounter. It can be neither waited nor prepared. So, this is something that you can also use this week. That's the reason I am giving you this. And now we can see the learning product for our week 14. And it is a presentation on women's rights. We're recording a presentation, maybe 3 minutes, it's a lot, maybe 2 minutes, from 2 to 4 minutes. We need to use visuals, photos, an electronic presentation, and all the material you want to use that support your explanation on women's rights. And you can also use this question to develop your video. How much equality is there in Mexico for women rights? Very good question, don't you think? How much equality is there in Mexico for women's rights? I think this product makes us think so much. And this is not an easy topic, but I think it's necessary to talk about things like this. Not only the easy topics, no, uh, need to be discussed. We need to discuss this kind of topics. And this is my example. Remember, this is a video, but what would I say in my video if they were asking me for this task? I will say something like this. A very important topic to discuss in Mexico is human rights for women in our country. Women are still fighting to achieve true equality. At this point, this fight can neither be ignored nor stopped. Mhm. Luckily, more access to education is given by the government for women. We can see more women studying a degree. However, work conditions are not so good for a woman. Access for better works for women is necessary. In Mexico, many jobs are still considered better for a man, and that needs to change. An urgent matter is protecting women against violence. Violence is suffered by women every day. We need to eradicate the causes of this as soon as possible and protect women. Mhm. Equality in Mexico for women is still far from being true. Women need to feel safe in their country. We need more than words, actions need to be taken. Mhm. And then you can say, you can even include actions that you will take for this to happen, no? If you see, I'm just trying to order the ideas, but I try to order the ideas and I say as much as I can about that specific point. But yeah, a pretty relevant topic. So now it's the time to give you the link for your attendance. Give me a second. Now, my dear, oh, remember there's also a forum. Uh-huh. But anything you need to say, any question about this specific week? It doesn't matter what it is, you can ask. Lo que sea, no se preocupen. Thank you, Dursa. Thank you, Alexis. They say that everything is okay. Thank you, Pau. Yeah, Pau also says that it's okay. And by the way, I am giving you a little bit more time for this product. Y no se preocupen, para este producto les estoy dando un poquito más de tiempo, considerando pues el pequeño descanso, que para algunos incluso fue puente. Así que considerando eso, también les estoy dando un poquitito más de tiempo para el producto de esta semana. Ok, pues bueno, ya no veo que alguien tenga alguna pregunta. So think I think I will to continue doing your work. And I like this to close this session. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether this happens at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps on learning not only remains young, but becomes constantly more valuable regardless of physical capacity. Harvey Ullman. That's why learning and always looking for something new, it's really important for I'm sorry, it's really important for people, new things, new experiences, new learning. There are there there's always something we can learn. Mhm. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Paola, Alexis, Dulce, Gabriela, Anthony, Alan, Sergio, Jennifer, Dulce, Alejandro. Thank you so much for being with me. Uh, and I'm sorry again for the short notice about the session, but thank you so much. And let's go because this is a short week. So let's do our best in this short week. Please take care and be as happy as you can. They they say that there's always something to be happy about. So let's try. Let's try to be happy and to do our best. Well, thank you. And don't forget checking your grades on Classroom and checking everything you need to do carefully. Thank you so much. And see you soon. Bye bye.